Most times when we hear stories of successful people, we hear stories like how Bill Gates started coding at age 13 and eventually started Microsoft at 19 years, or how Elon Musk sold his first gaming software at age 12, and so on. Their success stories all have things in common. They started early and they were good at something. The stories we don't hear frequently is how someone can fail at virtually everything. Labeled not good enough by all the companies he applied to, but somehow found a way to become one of the richest people in the world. If you have constantly failed at things, perhaps you are on the verge of giving up, I strongly recommend this story for you. For the rest of this video, we will be sharing with you how Jack Ma went from rock bottom to the very top. Hey everyone, and welcome to Booked, where we inspire others with inspiring stories. In today's story, we'll go over the story of Jack Ma and his company, Alibaba. Growing up, all Jack Ma wanted to do was learn English. He was fascinated by the language and felt it could change his life. Without enough cash to enroll in an English class, determined Jack Ma would wake up very early in the morning and offered English-speaking tourists a tour around his hometown, Hangzhou, in exchange for English lessons. The natural thing to do would have been to wait and hope for an opportunity to learn the English language, but Jack Ma took the bull by the horn and pursued his goals. This move by Jack has shown us that we can learn or achieve anything if we are willing to leave our comfort zone and put in the work. Jack Ma has always maintained that anybody can be successful if they are determined, and making this move allowed Jack to learn the English language. Jack Ma also has social skills, as he became friends with most of the tourists. Jack was a nickname given to him by an American tourist. His original name was Ma Yun. He was also invited by one of the tourists to Australia, an experience that allowed Jack Ma to see the world from outside China and helped him see things differently. Jack Ma wouldn't have been invited to Australia or be given a nickname if he was not friendly and social with his tourist friends. As you continue your journey to success, I cannot overemphasize the importance of having networking skills. Whether at work or school, networking skills can earn us friendships that can change our lives forever. Back to the story, let's say the English language was the only thing Jack Ma was good at. Unfortunately, having only English skills is not enough to gain admission into college. His arithmetic skills were so poor that he failed the university entrance exam, scoring just 1 out of a potential 120 points. On the second trial, he managed to score 19 out of 120. His overall grades were so low that he was rejected by the institution. Jack Ma even applied to Harvard 10 times and was rejected each time. Since his English was getting better, he then decided to settle for Teachers College, one of the low-ranking universities in China at the time. He obtained a bachelor's degree in English in 1988. On graduation, he went to work as an English teacher, earning as low as $12 every month. Lessons from failures. Jack Ma only settled for a teaching job because other well-paying jobs rejected him. During an interview, he shared that he applied to 30 different jobs without getting an offer from anyone. Some of the favorite examples Jack often used were KFC and the police. When KFC started operations in China, 24 people applied for the position. All 23 others were accepted for the roles except for Jack Ma. Also, when the police started recruiting for positions, out of the 5 applicants who applied for a police officer position, all others were accepted except for Jack Ma. He was simply told, "You are not good enough." One can only imagine how bad Jack Ma was that nobody wanted to give him an opportunity. On our journey to success, people may shut the door on you or simply tell you you are not good enough. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. Do not give up. If Jack Ma had given up, no one would know about him today, and we will not be sharing his story with you. We all have a turning point in our life, but we need to be consistent to experience our turning points. For Jack Ma, his turning point was during a trip he made to Seattle in 1995. It was at this time that the internet was getting popular in the United States. Jack's friend introduced him to the internet, and Jack Ma was excited about the internet, especially because it did not exist in China yet. Jack Ma believed so much in the potential of the internet and decided to explore it back in China. On getting back home from the trip to Seattle, Jack Ma decided to quit applying to jobs and instead create his own. He was fascinated by the internet and quickly moved to create China Pages, an online service that helped create websites for Chinese businesses. It was the first ever online business in China, but it failed. Even the internet couldn't help Jack. But let's just say Jack Ma is the master of never giving up. He moved on to create another venture just after the first one had failed. Having learned the English language by offering tourist rides around the city and also visited the United States, Jack Ma realized there was a linguistic barrier between China and the United States, so he founded a new company that would act as a translator between companies in the United States and China, but yet again, the business failed. The turning point. Never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. This quote is one of the best quotes from Jack Ma. And looking at his story so far, we can see that this is not just a quote for Jack Ma, but also a lifestyle. His never give up mentality led to the creation of Alibaba.
To the greatness of small.
Back when he was in Seattle in the United States, Jack Ma had seen how his friend could search for companies online and contact them. But back in China, no single company was online, despite the huge presence of industries in the country. Jack Ma quickly shared the idea of creating an e-commerce company with 17 of his friends who shared the same apartments with him. They all liked the idea and decided to give it a trial. Today, the rest they say is history. Alibaba launched in 1999 and quickly became popular. People were using the system and their revenue grew rapidly over the years. Just 1 year after they launched, they raised $5 million from Goldman Sachs and $20 million from SoftBank. The high point of Alibaba would be in 2014, when they raised $25 billion during their IPO, considered the world's biggest IPO to date. Alibaba changed the life of Jack Ma. But we can all agree that this huge success deserves for the e-commerce tycoon. If he gave up along the way, there may have been no Alibaba today. The young man who was rejected by KFC and 30 other jobs became one of the richest persons in the world. Just within 20 years of running Alibaba, Jack Ma announced his retirement in 2019 at the age of 55. What an incredible journey Jack Ma had. As we round up this video, we want to leave you with key points that help Jack Ma not give up. 1. See failure as a learning curve. 2. It's okay to be lost. Remember, Jack Ma was lost too. He applied to a lot of things but failed. So whenever you are lost, show up the next day and try something new again. 3. Do not run away from challenges. Face them. 4. Then finally, Jack Ma often says almost everyone can be successful. Who would believe that the young boy who scored 1 out of 120 points would go on to become a billionaire? If Jack did it, you can too. Books recommendation. Our videos are never complete without some books to help you along your entrepreneurship journey. We will be sharing some books recommended by Jack Ma. Make sure to check them out and read your way to success. Alibaba, the House That Jack Ma Built, written by Duncan Clark. An insider's tale of how a teacher created one of the world's most valuable enterprises, rivaling Walmart and Amazon, and forever changed the global economy. Duncan Clark met Jack in the little flat where he established Alibaba in 1999. To provide an accurate, captivating narrative history of Alibaba's rise, Clark draws on his experience as an early advisor to Alibaba and 2 decades in China recording the internet's impact on the country. How did Jack rise from poor beginnings and early setbacks to become a multi-billion-dollar success with Alibaba? How did he outsmart Chinese and Silicon Valley entrepreneurs? These and many more questions this book will answer. Duncan Clark shares Alibaba's story in a way that's never told before. Grab a copy today. Built to Last by James C. Collins and Jerry I. Porras. James C. Collins and Jerry I. Porras used a 6-year research project at Stanford University Graduate School of Business to study 18 extremely excellent and long-lasting organizations in direct comparison to one of their top competitors. They looked at the businesses from their inception to the present day as startups, mid-sized businesses, and giant organizations. What makes truly remarkable organizations distinct from comparison companies, and what were the common methods these enduringly great companies followed throughout their history? Built to Last gives a master plan for developing organizations that will prosper well into the 21st century and beyond, with hundreds of specific examples and grouped into a coherent framework of practical concepts that can be utilized by managers and entrepreneurs at all levels. Makers by Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson, an editor of Wired magazine and best-selling author, takes you to the cutting edge of a new industrial revolution as entrepreneurs use open-source design and 3D printing to bring production to the desktop. As new technologies of digital design and quick prototyping allow everyone the power to develop and innovate, Chris believes that a new generation of makers, leveraging the web's innovation paradigm, will help drive the next major wave in the global economy. Jack Ma helped in driving e-commerce in China and significantly across the world. Now that he is retired, you can potentially be the next Jack Ma. You have the potential to drive the next big technology. Grab this amazing piece and learn how you can build or contribute to the next big things. Enough said. Do not give up.